Hello. We are Mel and the Tall Boys. My name is Mel.
This is Kyle, and we're going to do a song first called Smiling Dying. It's a brand new song. Hope you guys enjoy it.
We're wasting time together, so much time. We're burning out, forever stuck in line. If I say what I'm thinking, you'll think I'm lying. 'Cause no one ever says what's on their mind. Well, if I'm gonna waste away, I'll waste with you. It's not even like I got a job to do. And if I'm gonna mess around, I'll mess with you. If I don't gotta clean you up, then who really gives a fuck? There was a time I had a plastic spine. It crumbled every chance I crossed a line. Though I was smiling, dying on the vine, everyone always thought that I was fine. Well, if I'm gonna waste away, I'll waste with you. It's not even like I got a job to do. And if I'm gonna mess around, I'll mess with you. If I don't gotta clean you up, then who really gives a fuck? No one ever says what's on their mind. They're always lying. They're always lying. No one ever says what's on their mind. They're always lying. They're always lying. No one ever says what's on their mind. They're always lying. They're always lying. No one ever says what's on their mind. They're always lying. They're always lying. Well, if I'm gonna waste away, I'll waste with you. It's not even like I got a job to do. And if I'm gonna mess around, I'll mess with you. If I don't gotta clean you up, then who really gives a fuck? Who really gives a fuck? Growl, growl.
That was, thank y'all. That was Smiling Dying. And once again, we're Mel and the Tall Boys.
Correct.
Mel and a Tall Boy.
Yes, there are more tall boys.
Yeah, we're really grateful to Homeward Sound for having us. Homeward Sounds for having us. And yeah, we're going to do another brand new song now. And this song is a song that I wrote, that last song Mel wrote. And this song is called Territories. And I think I wrote this after listening to a lot of Taylor Swift. So just take that as you take it, I guess.
I never knew this information until now.
Well, now you know.
You're full of surprises. Territories, I think you will find. Territories, they break up with time. Am I standing a little in your way? Your mind is empty, you can't think what to say. Get out, get out, get out, get out of my space. You want it, want it, want it, want it your way. You got a problem ground. You know I sometimes have my territories too, but it's my life and those are the rules. You try to tear me apart to defend yourself. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help. You try to tear me apart to defend yourself. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help. Help. Ask for my help. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help. Help. Ask for my help. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help. Sometimes I ask you to get right up in my face, then I pretend I didn't ask you in the first place. You know I sometimes have my territories too, but it's my life and those are the rules. You try to tear me apart to defend yourself. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help. You try to tear me apart to defend yourself. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help. Help. Ask for my help. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help. Help. Ask for my help. Don't get territorial, then ask for my help.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking behind me to see what's next. I don't remember. Looking behind. Oh, Stay Alone.
Oh, yes. This is from our first little EP we put out.
Yeah, I think this was an old one that you revisited and we redid with the band, right? How long ago did you write it?
I think I wrote this song like 6 years ago, and I played it for Kyle, and I was like, oh, it's this simple tune, whatever, and he was like, let's record it.
Well, sometimes the simple is the most rockin'.
It's true.
So we made this into a stadium rock song. You can find it on our first EP. It's called Stay Alone by Mel Johnston.
I can't believe already I'm dreaming about staying alone, cutting out a cancer before it ever grows. I could drive my body deep down in the ground. No one there would see me, and you won't be around. Oh, I'd rather stay alone. Oh, I'm better on my own. I used to view my bruises like they were all divine, licking all your wounds, never noticing mine. I used to say I'm sorry, like breathing in the air. Close my eyes to everything, but now I like to stare. Oh, I'd rather stay alone. I'm better on my own. I'd rather stay alone. I'm better on my own.
pop that
you.
last one. Woo, it's cold. I tell you
How
what.
are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, but my hand is gone.
Your hand is
It's
gone?
long gone. It's passed on to the next side. Oh, no, no, no. I'm not talking about taking a second. I'm just making a show here, you know. That's my job, right?
Making shows.
We
Yes.
have really had a good time playing for you guys so far. I'm not sure exactly where to look, but I think it's here. And the next song we have a little bit of a story with because during the first part of the pandemic, right when we all locked down, you know, just like a lot of artists, we were like, what do we do with our energy? And Mel called me and also three of our friends and decided to start a group on Zoom, and we met on Mondays and would do a songwriting thing every week.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, we would all write a new song every week, and it felt like it really kept us going creatively. And we would write to the same prompt. And there was one prompt later on in the summer where we did everybody wrote a song for another person in the group. And I think this next song, Part With Your Mind, you wrote for our friend Steve. I think you were trying to incorporate some like Beatles and probably some like Elvis Costello or stuff like that too.
Well, our friend, our friend. Ooh, I just got a little shock on my lip.
Oh, it's cold.
Our friend Steve is like really into like the '60s and Beatles, and he's also like a really profound guy. And so I wanted to like write about sort of like different ways of being and different states of consciousness. And yeah, I wrote this song for him, and then I was like, all right, I think we'll record it too. But
it's
what an
interesting,
awesome exercise to like write for other voices, and it breaks apart what you tend to do, right?
Well, but it fit right in with the theme of the rest of the songs on our first EP, which was, you know, breaking barriers, getting out of old patterns. I just feel like this is exactly what we meant to say with it. And so anyway, this is Mel's song. This is called Part With Your Mind.
It's the beginning. Things are in bloom. You can forget all the sad things they assigned to you. Now the time has restarted. We can live by the moon, and you can relearn how to be a fool. It would be wise, it would be kind to freak yourself out, to part with your mind. I won't worry anymore about the part I played before. Now something's changing all around me. This was once all such a bore. Now I can leave my body, though I'm still alive. Project my dreams, reach the other side. I won't worry anymore about the part I played before. Now something's changing all around me. I decided to part with my mind, take it apart. I won't mind.
Hey.
Thanks.
I love that song.
Thanks. It's fun to play with you,
That
my
was
friend.
that was an accidental intro. Remember, because I was just messing around and I was like, "What's that? You should do that," you know.
Our reference for that song when we were recording in the studio was "Fucked Up Carnival."
Fucked Up Carnival.
we
Yeah,
wanted
we hope
to
you guys
convey.
got that out there. D D D D D. All right, we have one more. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
And
thank
to Homeward
you.
Sounds. We're so
Homeward
excited to be a part of
Sounds
this.
is dope.
Thank you guys. And this song is this is our first co-write, complete co-write that we did together.
And that was an exciting day when we came together and we felt like we were flowing, and it was a good
well,
day.
you had a chorus.
That I wrote in the middle of the night. I said into my voice recorder a couple years ago, I was like, sing it like this, Tom Petty vibe. And then I went back to sleep.
Tom Petty vibe.
And years later, we could do the song together, which is awesome.
Well, it's called Leave, 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 and I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going to start it.
He thought that the only way to be was to be in charge. He thought that the only rule to know was the rule of law. His dreams are bigger than the walls that kept him down. Laid down his badge to leave and make a bigger sound. He's gonna leave, leave, leave. He'll leave today. He's gonna take this job, throw it away. Leave, leave, leave. He'll leave today. He's gonna slam the door right in your face. I thought that the only way to live was next to a guy. I thought that my only happiness rested on a lie. I know that I could be out living so much better. My freedom needs to breathe if you would only let her. I'm gonna leave, leave, leave. I'll leave today. I'm gonna take my man, throw him away. Leave, leave, leave. I'll leave today. I'm gonna slam the door right in your face.
Driving away, which exit to take? I can't read the road signs.
Not slowing down while leaving this town. I got something new on my mind. Leave, leave, leave. I'll leave today. I'm gonna slam the door right in your face. Leave, leave, leave. I'll leave today. I'm gonna take it all, throw it away. Leave, leave, leave. I'll leave today. I'm gonna take it all, throw it away. Leave, leave, leave. I'll leave today. I'm gonna slam the door right in your face.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having us. We had fun. Once again, I'm Kyle,
I'm Mel.
and we are Mel and the Tall Boys. Peace.
Well, another great episode of Homeward Sounds. We're so happy to have Kyle Lacey and Mel Johnson here,
Yeah.
also known as Mel and Tall Boys, today singular boy.
Mel and the Tall Boys, yeah. A
So-
singular boy. And we only have 2 tall boys in the band anyway. The other's a short boy.
Okay.
He's a lot taller than me.
So comparatively, the name checks out. So how did you
Yes.
guys arrive on the name? I guess is it just as simple as you and some tall boys?
Was
Well-
it suggested by a friend?
Our really good friend Lizzie Edwards has a really cool band called Lizzie and the Makers. And I was out with her at a bar and I was like, I don't know what to name my band. We have a list of like 200 names and we hate them all. And she was like, Mel and the Chandeliers. I was holding a tall boy of beer. She goes, Mel and the Tall Boys. And I wrote them all down in like a iPhone note. And the next day I was like, ooh, Mel and the Tall Boys sounds really cool. And I called Kyle and we were like, I think we were just ready
Checks
to
out.
settle on a name.
He
and
looks
it
himself in
worked.
the mirror. He's like, I'm pretty tall.
I mean, it was just like, checks out. We got it. Done.
It's funny when I was looking at your guys' music, and even like as I've been seeing you on Instagram and social media releasing that name, it didn't occur to me like the actual tall boy, like a tall boy like drink. I was like immediately like, oh, it's like Mel and her tall companions. And then I saw your logo. I was like, oh right, the tall boys. Gotta love it. Which I also love tall boys.
Yeah, I'm a beer slugging woman.
Love it.
Love a nice tall boy of beer.
Represent. We're hailing from Queens right now on this beautiful winter day. Where are you guys coming from? Where you from? Where you living? All that good stuff.
Well, I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia, and I moved up to New York in 2013. And originally I lived in Harlem, and now I live in Ridgewood, Queens.
Sweet.
And it's the spot. I love it. It's very nice. It's very homey. And Mel doesn't live too far from me.
Yeah.
She's from New York.
Yes.
Mel and I,
Yeah.
high school together, high school buddies.
Yeah.
And here we are years later. Not too many years, still young, especially at heart. But
Especially at heart.
I'm from New York and known Ryan and Topher for a long time. And you guys are always cool. Like it's not like
so are you.
like you know how like you run into people that you grew up with and you're like, oh, we all grew up and now we understand each other. Like you guys are always awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm from New York. I've lived in the city for 12 years and Bushwick, Brooklyn for about 8.
Cool.
And yeah.
And the story continues.
And the story continues.
That set you guys played was incredible.
thank
As I
you.
was like reading about you guys on social media, some stuff you've been putting out, doing my obligatory stalking. You guys classify yourselves as like some soul influences. I did see you guys were influenced by Green Day as you guys like banded together, which was amazing to hear. But it definitely I can feel all of those things because it's not really like I couldn't categorize it one way. It's not like Green Day. It's like you're picking from a bunch of different spots, which is really cool. You know, I know you, Kyle, had like spoke to like a Buddy Holly as your influence, as well as like Brian Setzer featuring the guitar. But
Well, Brian Setzer was my first big guitar hero, and then from there, a lot of the '50s artists. I loved Buddy Holly, and I loved Chuck Berry, Elvis, everybody. And then from there, especially with this band, I feel like we were trying to go back to some of the music that got us feeling rebellious and got us out of our heads and got us when we were in high school. So whether it was Green Day or in my case, Jet, or in a lot of people's cases, and in Mel's case, the White Stripes and Jack White and the Raconteurs and a lot of bands like that. And so we were trying to incorporate something that was simultaneously pop and also sort of delving into that alternative rock sound, so.
yeah, I'd read you at one point like wrote something about the best rock making you feel free, which like I don't think could be a better like characterization of what you guys got going on now. It's so fun, but also so dynamic, and it's so driving, and both your voices complement each other so well.
Thanks.
The chemistry is definitely palpable. So like, how could you speak to like how important that is? Like obviously, you can feel it as an audience member, and I think it like adds so much to you guys as a group being able to really have that like tangible chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, we're family.
For sure.
Like as
My
friends
sister.
and like bro and sis, like we're really close. But also musically, I think we love a lot of the same music. And I was saying before when we were chatting, like sometimes I'll have a song idea, but I won't know what the feel of it should be or how to sort of like bring it to the next step. And Kyle just like reads my mind, and I just love working with this guy.
We're musical telepaths, is what she's trying to say.
That's incredible. Like sheet music is just like, oh, that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
No, but to that point, it's so interesting to hear you, and you had spoken a bit about this before, And like myself as a songwriter, I know that like sometimes you'll have an idea and then you won't know where to go with it, and then it either dies or rather just like stays permanently dormant, and to have the other person there to bounce it off of, and like a whole new brain and perspective to be able to be like, oh no, this, and you're like, I didn't even think of that. I think that's such a beautiful, when you can create that union, it's so powerful.
Well, it's how you keep things alive, right? And that was one of the things that Mel did with the Zoom songwriting group during the first part of the pandemic. Was she kind of inspired all of us who were part of it to keep going, and also to really to experience growth by bringing a new song each week in front of a group of friends and collaborators.
Right.
You
You'd spoke about that before. I think that is so cool. I want to like join/start a songwriting club stat. I think that is so cool. And like you had spoken about one of your songs, which we'll get back to, but you had spoken about like breaking patterns and shifting things up. And obviously you can do that in a bunch of different ways. I think in the context of the song you were talking about, it was slightly different, but the same concept of like breaking patterns, like with regards to songwriting, deliberately being like, oh, let me try something different, or, forcing yourself to do things a different way, or like a songwriting prompt. I think that's just a cool way to like go about doing that.
Well, it was inspired by a friend of mine. When you called me about the songwriting group, I remember thinking, we should all write to the same prompt each week. And suggesting that. I don't know if it was like my idea or yours or whose it was, but I remember learning from my friend Niall Connolly, who hosted a song club at Faulkner, formerly Keele, and I used to go.
I think they're still doing it, yeah?
Yeah, they are.
They're
They're doing it at Stella and Fly on the upper East Side. I think it's still going on Wednesdays. I haven't been in a while, but I used to go, and you just sort of, to be amongst 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 people that are all bringing a new song every week gets you out of your head a little bit and thinking, how can I get crafty?
Yeah. Like almost a little bit competitive. Like, all right, gotta step in my game.
I mean, that's what it is to be a part of a scene, right? That's why New York is so great. Or really any musical community, but I gravitated here, and I feel like a lot of us did because it's very competitive,
right?
And it makes you better.
Yeah, and like it's a beautiful level of competition. Obviously, there is some less beautiful competition going on in New York, but in that sense, you're absolutely right. And to speak to that a bit, as I was reading more about you guys, Mel, I think I mentioned this quote you had typed up about, like as you were almost like, for lack of a better word, in like a funk, and as you got with Kyle, he really like he like gave you this renewed confidence in like creating. And you had said that when you guys teamed up, he was just like, dude, you're a firecracker, like what's going, like you got to rock it. And I think that speaks to the community / partnership in such a beautiful way.
Yeah, I think, I was trying to be like an archetype of something. Like I was singing a lot of like soul and blues music, and I was working a lot as a backup singer. And Kyle was always like, you're a rock singer and like you're a firecracker. Like stop trying to be nice. And like, when are we starting a garage rock band was like always what he would ask me. And like now we're making rock music, and it feels really
manifest
good. Like I don't know, I got swallowed up by like other people's expectations and the opportunities in front of me. Not swallowed up. It was a great time of my life, great people, but you forget sometimes that you can make your own opportunities, and you could totally pivot and change your thing.
Yeah, I think I've spoken about this topic to other people I've had on the show, and just like friends and whatever in general, in terms of like taking yourself less seriously. Like you talk about archetypes, and we've talked about like identity a lot in terms of like how it can be a slippery thing because it's a balance. It's like if you're trying to do, if you're really influenced by a certain artist or you're trying to do a certain genre, sometimes it can be a little bit stifling. And that's just to speak again to shaking things up. Just like letting yourself create freely, because there's no wrong way to create. I've heard that often lately, and that's like such a beautiful like underlining of all of this.
I feel like even the best songs could be any genre.
Yeah.
Like we just played the 5 songs that three of which haven't been released yet, but even between the 2 that have, there's a difference in the type of song that it is. Like one of them Stay Alone is like a verse chorus song, and then Part With Your Mind just totally turns everything about verse chorus on its head, and it's just like, here's an idea, and here's an idea, and here's idea number 3, and now we're going to repeat those and be done. So it's like, what what are you saying in the music? And if what you're saying is relevant, then it can kind of go any style. You know, the best songs can always morph.
Yeah, especially if it's like Haunted Carnival, which I got, by the way. That was perfect. I was like, oh, that's what it is. But that was very cool. And just to speak of you guys' influences, I love the homage you pay, you know, you guys on your latest EP, which everybody can check out as of, what year are we in? Well, as of recently anyway. You guys' recent EP under the name Mel and the Tall Boys, the All I Have to Do Is Dream by the Everly Brothers. I used to have an aunt who had like an old jukebox, and that was one of the songs on there, and like, it just was so nostalgic. When I heard you guys cover that on your album, I just was so happy to hear that. And you guys do a great rendition of it.
Thank you.
That was a
really
busking
cool.
song.
That was a busking song, and it's also the 50s influence coming in because
absolutely.
I kind of went like, why did nobody ever do this before? It definitely hits as a rock song. Like
Totally.
And a lot of it has been done. Like there was an amazing, like we talk about Buddy Holly, there was an amazing tribute album to Buddy Holly where a lot of different artists contributed and played a lot of his songs as, you know, heavier rock songs.
I love that. I listened to that album. It's incredible. Anybody who hasn't should check it out for sure. I love that because it's also like, to speak of community, it's like that album and others I've seen like it, just like a hodgepodge of people who are like, oh, I love Buddy Holly. And then just come together and you like, you know, see an artist that you're familiar with and you're like, wow, him or her singing a Buddy Holly song. I can't wait to hear what they do. And it inevitably is some beautiful union of like this thing that existed and something totally new, which I think you guys nailed with that cover, which was really cool.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So this has been great. One question I had as I was looking at your guys' stuff, one of the EP that you released, one of the singles on it, I saw the album artwork. You had like a dinosaur on there. I've seen the dinosaur as like a recurring thing. I've seen it elsewhere on your social media.
We have yet to put it in a music video, but we are
soon to be
serious about
So what's
this.
up with the dinosaur? I need to know. Do you guys have a favorite dinosaur? Is it a piggyback question on that?
Well, I think we want to bring a lot of playfulness to this project, like funny costumes and like just being funny and just being friends. And but there was a dinosaur that visited us in the studio.
There was, and he actually did a lot of the mixing on that record, as I recall.
Recording and mixing. Yes,
great.
Joseph Colmenero was wearing a T-Rex costume in the studio.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think that just speaks to like your guys' vibe so directly.
Well, it's funny because it's not the most movable costume in the world. Like it has an internal fan.
No.
Has an internal fan, and so for an audio engineer, it's not ideal because you have a whirring sound interfering with your monitor mix. But what is his name that did the cover art? What's his name again? Bert Snackerack.
Oh, my friend Chadbourne Oliver
Chadbourne.
did that
Love
amazing dinosaur holding a box of chocolates. It's like a Valentine's-ish theme.
So great.
Yeah,
It was inspired by the studio dinosaur, but kind of built upon it because now the dinosaur is like sweet.
And now
you
it's
know?
great. Oh, I love it. Yeah. And now it's
Yeah.
become its own entity.
Right.
And now
And I
the
feel
fans
like-
are dying to see more of it now. So
For sure.
you got to stay consistent with that.
I mean, if anything, we've debated about, you know, having one of us wear a dinosaur costume during a live show.
Maybe
Love
JC,
that.
our drummer, would be into that idea.
Maybe you have a dinosaur come out on stage, you know, and like a third part, and you know, and like I don't know, and chaos ensues.
Maybe we just do Jurassic Park and we bring the dinosaurs back for real.
A musical
and play
Jurassic
a show to
Park.
them.
Jurassic Park musical.
I think he's probably going to come out with a T-shirt gun now that I'm thinking
Ooh,
about
I
it.
love that. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's great.
For sure.
So Mel Johnston, your former project, the Foxy Johnsons, your album, I love. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Everywhere you can listen. Kyle Lacey, your previous album, or the most recent one before this EP, also awesome. A great like
Thank you.
gospel blues type. It's incredible. I urge everybody to check those out. Other than that, I'll link all the important stuff somewhere in the ether. But any last messages to people? Anything you want to say as we sign off?
Be kind. Be you.
I just want to say to Andy Bell, our bass player who's not here, Peg, it will come back to you. Love you, man.
Maybe they'll come back and he can come back as well. Y'all are welcome back anytime.
Thanks, man.
Oh, we'll be back.
For sure. Thanks again, guys, for joining.
Yo, thank you, man. Thanks, Ryan.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Sweet.